Hello and welcome back to Nosto's Strength and Conditioning, the home of the Nosto's S&C podcast. Again, I want to start off with a thanks to everyone who has watched on YouTube, who has downloaded and listened to on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. Your continued support is appreciated, and all the likes, comments and shares, again, are appreciated. And if you could just keep doing that for me, that would be great. And I'll keep this coming to you. Please let me know who you want to see on this podcast. Let me know what you want to hear on this podcast. Any questions you want my opinion on, or topics you want to see discussed. And I will do my best to bring those to you. Today's podcast, I want to touch on the business side of the gym that I run and own, which is a strange subject because I don't see myself as a businessman. So I'm going to delve into that with my guest today, the owner and operator of Room 14 Barbershop in Laleham, Mr. Joseph McElhill. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
First things first. Look at us. Hey.
Don't get me.
Look at us. Yes. So, coming off the back of UFC 246, did you catch the fight, the Conor McGregor fight?
I didn't watch it live, but I did first thing in the morning have a little search to see if he did the business. Yeah,
the business,
he did.
And he did. Was you happy with that? Are you?
Oh yeah,
big fan.
Big Irishman and proud.
Irishman and proud.
Go on, Conor.
Excellent. Shout out to Conor McGregor. Back on top of the fight game, where I believe he belongs, and all while doing it in style. You can't say that man doesn't look good, right? Dresses well.
DB, him and DB.
The hair,
there.
the beard.
Yeah, everything.
The whole picture.
He's changed as well. He's a mature man now. I like it.
I agree. I like seeing
different
that.
side of the man.
Yeah, I mean, he actually come out a lot before this fight, and he actually had said how he's made a lot of mistakes and owned up to those, and of course, no one condones
He'll be back
anything
though.
he's done.
That'll be back
Properly. Father now, different, so definitely some
man.
improvements there. Big man. Still on the sports vein, your beloved Browns are out. My beloved Texans are out. We're looking at a Kansas City and San Francisco Super Bowl. What's your thoughts? What's your predictions for the Chiefs against the 49ers?
Patrick Mahomes, I mean, after watching it last night against the Titans, that was possibly... I mean, I haven't indulged in so many games live, watching it on TV, like the whole game, but that was like a to and fro. It was just constant.
A masterclass.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not a fan. He did a number on my Texans, so I'm a little bitter still on the Kansas City quarterback, but...
A good player, very good player.
Yes, certainly. So that's your pick for the...
Yeah. No, I'm going Chiefs all the way.
Okay.
See you later, Niners.
I'm
up for it.
I'm 49ers. I'm heavy San Francisco 49ers for the Super Bowl. Shout out to my boy Big Jack, big 49ers fan. I'm with them for that game. So let's move in. So you own and have recently opened Room 14.
Indeed, yep.
So when did you open that? Tell us a little bit about the shop.
It was a year from now. 1st of February is when I started.
Nice.
I was very lucky and fortunate to get it through my girlfriend and
hello,
her
Alice.
family connections. Hello, Alice.
Hello, Alex.
And I was just very lucky to get a situation where I was kind of pushing towards getting something for myself. Didn't really know where it was going to come from. Rent and everything is very high in the area we live, so it's quite hard to actually kind of see where you're going to go with what your next step's going to be. So when it did actually happen and I could find a kind of premises to get myself into, it was a very nice feeling. And it's been a good year. It's been a very solid year, hard work and dedication and stuff, but I'm very happy with where I kind of got to in the year. It's been good.
Okay, let me take you back just before that. So you've worked in barbershops, in salons previous to
I was trained hairdresser first of all, then kind of had to have a little bit of a career gap, get out of the area because I wasn't allowed to work in the area, and then
rules are rules.
Came back after a 9-month stint in recruitment, which I thought I was going to set the world alight, and I didn't. And then it was a harsh reality to come back when really I didn't actually want to ever leave. But when I did come back, I wanted to make sure I came back kind of better than I did before, because I was kind of making a lot of not good decisions with my time and my hairdressing at the time. And I do take my job quite seriously, so I didn't feel I was giving people exactly what they should have got from me as a service or anything.
So you actually stepped away from the
Yeah,
barbering
completely.
for a
I still
short
cut
time.
people at home in my bedroom, which is in a really convenient place when you got kind of like boxes and everything in your room, kind of in the background. You're cutting someone's hair, but I do appreciate obviously kind of the loyalty of people that still came to me in that time. I know I wasn't necessarily given exactly the best haircuts or the best use of my time, but that's kind of what made me realise when I did kind of get back into a barbershop or get my own barbershop, I had to be a lot more forthcoming with actually giving a service and giving people what they're asking for, and not kind of concentrating on my own time, concentrating on their time.
Okay, nice. So you did that in the last year, and I mean, we've only known each other for how long? How long would you say that's been? 2 years.
Yeah,
less?
probably 2 years. I mean, when did Alice and Alex? That's probably 2 years probably.
So
maybe a little bit more.
So my fiance, your girlfriend,
worked together,
and
became very
through
good
them,
friends.
We became friends. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd definitely say that. I think it was an interesting one. Being at our age now, I actually find it that people, if you talk to people now in their late 20s, most of the time they've had their friends since school.
Yeah.
Maybe met a few through jobs. I guess what I'm trying to get at is maybe you don't see too much new friendships forming as such later on as you go through life.
I'd agree, yeah.
And I'd say the ones that you do,
there's a bit of substance behind it.
Yeah, because it's almost like it's you can't really say a true friendship, but you clearly both bring something to that friendship that's making you both actually go, I'm going to bother with that person.
Yeah.
I guess because when you're growing up, you're at school.
I think the thing is as well, you always think a basis of a friendship is time of knowing each other, or like a reason, say like a family member, or like say you've grown up with someone but you don't see them all the time, but then you see them every summer or Christmas, stuff like that. So I don't know, you have to kind of be open to, I don't know, taking it how it is as well. Do you know what I mean?
People. But then of course I guess no disrespect to any others, because Alex has introduced me to many people, and I'm sure Alice has introduced you to many people.
Definitely.
And it's not always the same.
No.
So there's definitely something different.
You got to gauge. I think when there's similarities, or say for instance, I know kind of we knew a lot of people, the same people, but just through different ways, means, and it would never have, I don't know, probably
come across each other.
Yeah.
And then
probably have done, but not even realised it before in terms of scenarios or whatever.
Yeah. So back to the shop. How long's the lease on the shop? So how long have you effectively got that shop for?
10 years.
10 years.
Was what we agreed straight away.
That's great.
I mean, with the kind of size of the premises, I know it's something that I can kind of continue doing. A lot of people kind of defer from getting into a longer lease, but I kind of knew that I'd never had a doubt in my mind of how it was going to go, so I knew as soon as it was going to kind of happen, I wasn't going to let it go, because you never know. Sometimes, say for instance, your premises, it can't be in your control.
Yeah, of course. And it's not guaranteed.
I wanted to kind of give myself as much control, whether it be, your money goes up a little bit after a period of years and you start paying more, but I know kind of how my kind of focus will be on the shop. I want to kind of get better and better, like earn more money, so then obviously can kind of push it on a bit. So yeah.
Of course. So would you say, I hear this a lot ever since sort of opening my gym in my premises here in Colnbrook, a lot of people, I'll refer to them as employed people. I get asked quite a lot, like, do you have a plan? What's the plan? 2-year plan, the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan. I see a lot of people fixated on plans. Do you have a 5-year plan?
I'm not a specific plan, don't get me wrong. I know there's kind of things that I would like kind of want for my business, etc. Like obviously getting another shop, or say a bigger premises. I mean, I kind of want to keep what I've got now, so it probably would be a second shop I'd look for first. But there is not say a specific, like my first thing now, more personal, would be getting a house. That's my first thing. So my plan is to do that in the next year. Whereas a second shop, I'm happy with what I've got at the moment until I feel need that I need to expand, or kind of maybe say if guy who works with me, Charlie, wants to get a shop, could go down that route. But I don't know. I mean, I think plans come into your life as it happens. Like I think if you kind of, I know there's what's this, The Secret, the book, the film, everything. Everyone talks about it.
I've read it.
I mean, I've dabbled in it, but I do understand the process for it, but I feel like how I kind of operate and do my things come your way if you kind of,
Sure.
I don't know, however it happens, however it may be.
Yeah, I do enjoy the message of The Secret. I'm a big believer of control and you affecting your outcomes for me, and that's a great thing that I have within my business. So if someone asks me if I have a plan, I certainly don't have a plan. My plan is wake up the next morning, grind that day, go to sleep and do it again, and keep doing it, and keep reading and keep trying to grow, and trying to keep my ear low to the ground as to what people are wanting, what's going on in my industry, and how can I bring maybe part of that into my gym, or some things I don't want as part of my gym.
Well, yeah, there's so many things that kind of can influence you. I mean, I have the kind of way of thinking where my job is very social. It's a lot of people coming in and out the shop, etc. I feel like you can take something from anyone, any walk of life, any job, that can then influence what you're going to do with your kind of company, etc. I'll have people in that will say they're really corporate, and then they want this kind of professional corporate swing on what I'm giving them. But if it doesn't fit kind of location, everything that we're doing, I can be like, okay, I know I can make what I'm doing now better, but I'm not going to make it to the extreme of what they maybe necessarily they want from it. So I don't know, there's a lot of influences, especially in our industries and stuff like that.
I'll agree with the face-to-face we get with the public. You never know who's going to come through that door.
No, and you have to be prepared for anyone
and everything, and they can offer opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, it could be someone who's got a space that's twice the size for half the money.
Yeah.
And, you know, they could just be blowing smoke. It could just be nothing. So, as you say, you certainly have to listen to people, take what they're saying, take it into account.
Yeah.
And like I say, if you don't have that plan, then... And you just maybe that's a legitimate offer, but you don't want to deviate away from your plan.
No.
You're kind of keeping yourself...
You have to be open-minded with anything,
I
any
agree.
given situation.
I think that's a key thing that we are.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that's something we share. I think that feeds into the way that we both do run businesses. And like I said in opening, I mean, I don't feel like a businessman. I don't feel like a business owner. Do you feel that way?
No, I couldn't be the furthest thing from, I would think.
And I've said to a few people, you being that as well, I do feel like, and I wonder if you do, that people automatically put you up on, not necessarily a pedestal, but immediately I feel sometimes when people talk to me, and I don't necessarily feel embarrassed if someone asks me what I do. I struggle to describe what I do.
Yeah, because it's not as plain simple as what you say.
I would just prefer to say, yeah, I'm a personal trainer, instead of saying I own a gym, or I run a gym, or I manage a gym, or I have a gym. I don't like the way that sounds, or I don't like the way that that's perceived. And I could be wrong. Like, maybe I should just be loud and proud and say, yes, I own and run Nostos Strength and Conditioning. I guess part of me is a little bit worried that I'll be judged, or, you know, he's a bit boastful, perhaps.
Yeah, but then if you're proud
that?
of something, or like I don't really like bigging myself up at all, really. So like, I mean, if someone asks me and they say, "What do you do?" I say, "Oh, yeah, I'm a barber." And then they say, "Oh, where do you work?" I say, "Oh, I've got my own shop."
Yeah, I usually
go down that route.
Yes.
And again, like, say, for instance, I am proud of having a shop, as I should be, because like the journey I've come to get it. But again, we're saying necessarily not a massive shop. I'm not like, oh my God, my barber shop is sick. It's got this, that, and the other. It's got loads of stuff in there. But I mean, yeah, I probably should be more proud of what a little bit more. But again, I don't feel like I've achieved anything yet. I feel like there's a lot more to kind of come, maybe when I'm like 40, 50s, and I don't know if I could have an early retirement. I doubt it, but
I would say 1 year in business is a milestone.
It is, but I think like, that's just the start of the journey. Do you know what I mean?
Of course it is,
I mean, you never know what's going to come down eventually.
No.
It depends on how much work you want to put in, or what kind of, like you said, if you have a plan, maybe if I did have a plan, I could perform better. But if I've never done it, it's hard to create that kind of constant, I'm going to set something up for myself in 6 months, I'm going to do this. If I've never done it before, you've got nothing to go back from. I think sometimes with stuff like that, it's more ingrained in you instead of kind of just picking it up straight away. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one, that one.
What do you think, let's say, halts people or stops people from going down the route of opening their own business? So opening their own straight out the gate? Yeah. Okay, fear of... financial
there's so many
burdens.
things. What people think of them, are they good enough? Like, obviously that comes down to self-doubt, stuff like that. People like that are around them, closest people might say, it's a weird one with like mates and stuff like that. Like some mates are very supportive. Some people will be like, oh, what are you going to do that for? And then you're going, oh, immediately I was built myself up a bit, and then you get knocked down a bit. So I don't know. There's so many things, but I do think fear is a big one. I had a lot of fear. And then I just started doubting myself, and then that doubt then makes me think, what is even the point? Why should I even do this now?
Let's put it this way: do you? Because I guess I agree. I agree that people are fearful at first or taking that risk. Now you effectively right now at this point in time you own a shop, you have a lease on a shop.
Yeah.
Is the fear still there?
Nah, it's gone completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It went literally immediately. I think the thing where the premises wasn't ready for a barber shop, it was a blank canvas, and I didn't have an idea in my head what I wanted it to look like, because I didn't have a endless pit of money. I needed to work on a limited budget.
Sure.
Until like the mirrors and everything was going up, and then I saw it all come together. I was like, oh, nice. It's actually kind of got there. And then as soon as that first day opened, I was just doing my job then. I was just cutting hair.
And I'm guessing the important thing as well, same for me and the same for you, you're definitely going to be a better barber today than you were 1 year ago when you opened.
Yeah.
So you're learning on the job as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So a lot of people, I guess, would say, I'm going to go and work in this shop for a couple of years, get some more experience, and then I'm going to open my shop.
Yeah.
But let's say, do you feel there's ever a point at which you could say, okay, now I'm ready to own a shop?
If you've never owned a shop, you don't know what comes with it. So I think personally, if you know like what you're putting out to people, what you're offering is 100% ready, then you are ready. If you then open a shop and you're not at your shop or you're not there all the time, then you're probably starting to think to yourself, am I ready for a shop? Because the commitment is high. You can't have a shop and then be open 3 days a week when you could be open 7 or 5 or...
How many days a week do you work?
5.
5?
Yeah. But in them 5, I'll do early starts, late finishes, whatever I can do to kind of...
A set amount of hours, or...
I mean, I'll do a 9 till 6 as a kind of precedent standard, kind of as everyone else does. But if someone wants to come in at 8, I'll come in at 8. And then I'll make sure that I have people consistently throughout the day. If they want me to come and stay till like 7, half 7, I'll stay as well. I'll just kind of fit people. If I'm at work, I'm at work and I'm ready to work as always. So... I'm not hours and stuff like that. I'm quite happy to do whatever I need to.
Sure, and I think that's key when running a business, right? Because there effectively is no set hours, like you say. There is going to be people on both ends of the spectrum that want super early, that want super late.
Yeah.
And you can't necessarily build a whole business around the 1 or 2. You need to go with the majority.
I could be quiet from the morning, say from 10 till 12. So for 10 till 12, I haven't earned anything. Then say someone's messaging me saying, oh, can I come in at 6:30, 7? I've kind of lost 2 hours, so I need to gain them 2 hours from somewhere else. So if it comes out my own personal time, I'm willing to do that, because without my job, there is no personal time. No. I can't go out. I'll just go home, sit in a room, do nothing.
See, and I would say a lot of people will look at you and I as business owners and say, that must be great to have your own hours. That must be great to be able to control your own hours.
Yeah.
That must be great to come and go as you please. It's not like that, right?
It's not.
It's
a misconception.
The hours that people aren't working. Both of us. You will see people on their days off. You will see people when they finish work. You will see people before they finish work, on their lunch break, the same as I will. So I think those are some things that people don't. And obviously, I'm just talking about the gym industry and the barbering industry. There's obviously tons of different ones, but talking just between me and you, I think that is something that people perhaps don't sort of take account of, and they think it's great, and it's like, well, yeah, of course I could take as many days off as I please, but my clients aren't going to be happy about that. My improvement as a coach isn't going to happen if I'm not there working and conversing with people. My earning potential is going to drop massively.
Yeah, it does.
As you said, if you've got 2 hours free, it's 2 hours of
take a week
earning.
off, you're ultimately just
behind
you're catching up
a good few days. There's no paid holiday, there's no paid sick. How many sick days have you had in the year since you've opened? One in a year.
Yeah.
Mine's around 0 sick days in like 3 years, and I always find that quite interesting. I find that with most business owners that I know, compared to employed people. But don't get me wrong, if I was paid to have a week off a year, I'd be taking a week off.
Yeah, if you
if it's there, you're going to do it, right?
Yeah, I think there is if you will go in if you physically can't.
Of course.
You can't, but yeah, you
If you
have
can't,
to.
if you
You
can't,
like if
you
you have a
can't.
sniffly nose and
For
you've
sure.
got someone paying for your sick day, you know, yeah, I'm
Sure,
I'm,
I
I'm
agree.
on my deathbed, but
For me, short of, I don't know, short of, so far I haven't encountered anything that has stopped me from coming to work.
Yeah, you have
I will find a way, even if I have to come in and leave, whatever it is. I'll work
Find
my way around it.
something
But
to-
because
yeah.
because it's on me, and that's another thing that I find with people is that I think people are so fixated on their earnings, their annual salary. So me personally, I do all my own sort of tracking, I guess, to put it, of my money. So I actually don't, I couldn't even tell you what I earn. I literally just write it down, and it comes to the end of the month, and then I go into the next month, and I basically just do it every 3 months. And I just look at it, I'm like, oh, you know,
keeping that
cool, that's you know,
consistency
I'm
too,
keeping
yeah.
the lights on at home. I'm keeping the mortgage paid. That for me is enough. I'm actually I'm not here to be a millionaire personally.
No, but you want to
maybe I
be
should ask you
comfortable.
that.
The thing is, well, you
You've-
want to be comfortable
Of
with
course you
kind
do.
of your, kind of what you want to offer. Kind of say you want to have a family,
Of course,
and
yeah.
that's obviously you're in better
That's
steps
up there
now.
for
You're getting married and got a house. So, kind of next stage is kind of the family side of
Yeah,
things.
I've always said to people, whether they believe it or not, is that I did open this place to help people, to affect people, to reach people, and the money has always been a side effect of that. I've never, I'm very honest and open to be able to say I've never charged above and beyond. I've never charged potentially what I should charge, because I want people here. I want to get them through
Do
the
people
door.
tell you though, like say people tell you what you should charge, or like although it comes from a nice place, but do you get told how to kind of do
I have
your
people.
business?
Let's loosely call them supporters of mine that will say, "Tom, you should charge more.
Yeah.
You need to charge more. You're worth more. This premises is worth more." Blah blah blah. And I take that as a compliment, and you know I get that. But the amount, I would rather have 20 people paying me £20 for a
Yeah.
session than 5 people paying me £40 for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
session. It was always about the numbers for me, getting people through the door and affecting people. And the amount of people I've spoken to since opening this place and before, you get connections like this, and you talk to people on a level. And don't get me wrong, there are people who I'm guessing sit in your chair, and you'll speak about a couple of things, and you'll quickly be like, okay, I can't talk to you about.
Yeah, you
these
got
things.
to
And
gauge.
you talk about
You
some
definitely
more
have to
meaningless
gauge. The thing
things.
is, people come into my chair, sit down. Some people might sit down in the chair and go, "This guy, he ain't a cup of my tea. I'm
No.
not up for it." Whereas again, I might have situations myself, but you have to. Obviously, for me, I have to remain professional and be like, "Okay, he's a bit crude. He's got a few opinions
Yeah.
I don't like, but I'm gonna have to be." Shut down, not think
Yes.
about it, go on to different things. Talk about the hair, talk what I'm there for.
Yes.
But yeah, I can't really help it if they can't have their feelings like that.
No, of course. Let's say I was asked last week about how do I balance sort of home and work life and relationships. So let me put that one to you. How do you feel you are at doing that? I actually said that I prioritize work over most things, which I should probably do a bit less. But
I think
I'm
it's
learning as
ultimately
I go.
what you said. If you don't have your work, your kind of job giving you kind of say money to kind of then be able to say go on your holidays, have your social time and stuff like that. I mean, it's a hard balance. Like I said, I mean, I'll come and say go in early, leave late and stuff like that. I would still always have my 2 days off. Even if I have to come and do a couple of haircuts, I'll still make sure I have my 2 days off. After 5 days, I don't care what hours I'll do, but then 2 days, I need to kind of have time, see family, spend time with my missus, try and just so I can switch off. It is quite a big thing. Like, say even when you're at home Sundays, Mondays, or whenever you kind of have your downtime, you want to be able to switch off. You don't want to be thinking, but then again, something will happen. You could be playing a football game. Halfway through, I used to always have it. I wouldn't kind of necessarily concentrate on the game, which probably shows why my career didn't really go down a good way. But a spark will come in my head, and I'll be like, "Oh, why don't I do that at the shop, or why don't I do that in my job?" And then I'm like, you can't switch off as much as you want to, but you need to give yourself the perfect amount of time to do so.
You care about it. It's good, and that's one of the reasons I think you're doing successfully and will be successful. Just one last thing. Is there anything that you, I don't want to say live by, because it seems like quite a broad statement. Are there any thoughts that come to mind? Are there any quotes that you like, or words that you kind of maybe say to yourself when times are a bit harder, or you're doing them long days, or you've got to get up at the dead of morning that kind of get you through it or get you fired up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a massive quote person. Like when I come and see your board, I always have like a little look at it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. I don't know where you see these things or get them from, but I've never kind of, I like it to see it, but it's not kind of what I do. I've kind of always got the understanding of, one that always will stick is treat people how you want to be treated.
Nice.
So kind of do good, be good kind of aspect to it. But yeah, just kind of, if there's, like I said, like helping people, if there's a chance I can help someone, and give a little bit of my time to give back something to them, or even if you don't get anything back, just to kind of, I don't know, help in whatever kind of aspect you can.
Help people because
Yeah,
that's
I
who
mean,
you
like
are.
sometimes people, like you said before, like say with your pals and whatever, if you've got a chance to help someone, say, might not necessarily be your best mate, but they need your specific help in like an area or whatever, give them your help and don't really expect anything back for it, because one day when you turn to them, if they really do appreciate you, will get a favour back or something like that. And I think, yeah, that's kind of what I would kind of go by. Other than that, there's not really too much more.
Do you think having and running the business over the last year has helped you discard things that don't matter as much?
Yeah.
Has it calmed you down a bit? Do you see kind of the priorities in your life
Yeah, massively.
more clearly than before, perhaps?
I think again, it's part of maturing anyway. Like I would probably say in certain aspects I can be quite more mature in my personality, but then in others I can be like not so mature for someone of 26. Sure. I think like in the shop it does kind of give you like a new level of kind of what you do hold dear and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I would say yeah, it does kind of. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought.
It levels you out. I agree, because for me, it's just like that. Like I talk to so many people. I talk about voting and all these things, and some people come to me with things, and I just put my eyebrows up, and I'm like, I don't really care. And some people will like be on me about that, but all due respect, I don't care about Harry and Meghan and
don't get me started on stuff like that. Yeah.
We won't go there. But these things that are so big in people's lives, I'm like, if it doesn't affect me, if it doesn't change my life, sorry, I don't care about it. My business affects me, my relationship affects me, my family affect me, my friends affect me, and I can affect them.
But then that means people they'll know where they stand with you.
That's
if you have that, if they know, like, don't talk to Tom about, like. No.
In the same breath, I enjoy discussing things.
Yeah.
I love talking about controversial things, and I really enjoy talking about asking questions, people in the know, and asking the out there questions. That sometimes, friends or my missus, she'll hit me for asking the question. I'm sorry, I was just asking.
Well, it's an interesting learning because you learn something from it.
Because I don't know everything.
Yeah,
I don't know everything about Harry and Meghan and about Brexit and things going on in the world, things that are different than me, religion, homosexuality, things like this. Yeah. I don't know about. I enjoy to ask. Yeah, as long as I'm not offending anyone, I will ask the right people who I know won't be offended by my question. But I do feel like having a business has shored up my priorities so much more finer that I can differentiate between what I need to care about and what I really don't, what needs my attention.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing as well. Ultimately, you have it's an extended part of yourself, this place. Yeah. So like you kind of want it to look as kind of best as you can kind of make it look. Do you know what I mean? Because it's an extension of your personality, your drive, everything that kind of you incorporate into yourself. You will then want to incorporate into your work. So
and the next one when I move will be just that and more.
Hell yes,
is the plan. Okay, so again, for everyone, thank Joe for coming on today.
It's
a pleasure to have you on. Any closing statements, my man? Anything?
No, I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. It's been good.
We can follow you on Instagram.
Yes, Room 14 Laylam.
Room 14 Laylam, Facebook, Instagram.
All of it.
Personal account? We still not on?
Nah, I don't know. Maybe one day you'll probably see it on there.
Okay, so Room 14 Laylam.
Room 14 Laylam.
Okay,
yeah.
Thanks for that. So again, catch this on Spotify, on iTunes podcast, and on YouTube. Please like, share, and comment anything you want to see. And again, thanks all for tuning in, and I'll catch you down the road.